All right. So back to this. We are continuing on with this, and I'm very curious if we're going to be able to get this all done in one part. So, as you can tell, right, or from the previous part, which I believe I uploaded, I might have not. Regardless, by the time you're seeing this, it's up. Big thing being, we got basically the main kind of story continuation, potential, like timeline or like ending, quote unquote, for Decay, right? Which is according to the wiki, called the cliffhanger ending, because obviously it's just waiting for Burial to come out so it can expand on it. The only other one we got again was the Leyley wins ending, right? Which is where again, you obviously you just what would you call it? Yeah, you just choose Andy. Again, but I went through, and again, it's interesting. So it seems like, funny enough, in the decision that I thought was going to make the difference was going in the dark versus the light room. The dark room is apparently just uh literally an extra Easter egg thing, right? But apparently the two most important choices. The first most is only shooting the guard once versus unloading the mag. And then the second is whether you actually shoot Andrew, right? Which again is like, so funny enough, I happen to save at that choice. So I do think it is kind of funny. So good thing I ended up choosing like the good. Granted, we have three potential other aims to end up, and then there's seemingly two separate endings on Burial, along with continuing the storyline where we left off. But again, we're gonna go and hit up all these endings, right? And again, we know they all stem off of where's that decision? We know they all stem from here, right? So, and again, and yeah, I mean, it's like, so apparently this single decision of choosing whether or not to shoot him actually has like the most, and again, kind of again, I'd say like a critique because it's like, I feel like, again, and you'd think again, because, and granted, I did question why we even got the decision. But and it is something to where, to be fair, it does impact the outcome of the dream, whether you or him dies. But still, it's something to where it's like, and especially if there's no immediate, because there was no immediate change. If there was some sort of change in how Ashley reacted, then I would have been way more suspicious of this choice actually making a difference, right? But, you know, so yeah, now we just need to shoot the fuck out of him. So into I swear I was never given the option to save the game. Yeah, we're shooting the fuck out of him. And again, there are three potential endings. And what I need to do, let me just look at this real quick. So what I'm going to do is there one where we choose and Andrew tells Ashley he is Andrew. So every single one you have to tell him you're Andrew, right? Also, okay. Collected the engagement ring. I don't know what the fuck the engagement ring is, but it apparently is after. I don't even know. So, what is this? Who do we get? I don't even know. Doesn't even matter. But so, yeah, let's get on with the point. So, what is again? I don't recall getting an engagement ring at all, so it's whatever. Did we steal from their purse or something? Yeah, that's why it's like I don't recall that being a thing or relevant, or do we steal it off of? Also, apparently there's I don't even know. So if it's that bad, I'll look. Again, I'll just look. So that's but so we now know that again for all of these, right? We need to choose Andrew, right? So we choose. So it's going to be just kind of a bit of again. I don't know what this engagement ring bullshit is, right? Oh my God. So I think that was probably later. I don't even. I forgot about those fucking skulls rolling down, you know. Bitch, just pick them up, you know. Yeah, so and I guess we are at that national park, right? So loading, and again, well, and apparently they find these, you know. I guess to be fair, if a skull just washes on a shore, that's kind of suspect, you know. But again, seemingly, and let me actually just confirm it. So without spoiling these endings, so the engagement ring is collected, the toss it. What is this fucking engagement ring? You know? So what is this engagement ring? Like I'm very I don't recall that being a thing or being relevant. It does happen, you know, after oh Jesus. I don't recall that being something that's relevant, right? I mean, it's not relevant on, sure, save the game, right? Because seemingly, and I mean, I can always go back to where was that save? I think it was here. But again, so for now, right? I'm going to save. My hope is we come across whatever engagement ring thing, because apparently it's seemingly relevant. And again, because this is we're in Renee's body, right? I'm pretty sure that's what we figured out that this was Renee, and it's the ultimate, you know. Or maybe we are just Andrew. Who knows? Oh yeah, I forgot about this portion. And I really gotta what? I remember how I did this. Let's see, how did I do this one? Got it. There we go. Yeah, let's get through. Oh yeah, how the fuck? Because I had to look this up. How the fuck did I do this? God damn it! Because I don't. But at some point, I'm probably just gonna have to look this up again. Because this makes like zero sense, and I have no idea how. You know. So how did I'm very curious how because I do remember needing to look this up. But what I don't get is how anyone was supposed to figure this out. Like just being realistic, like where is any of this relevant? Like that's kind of my main thing that I was like questioning is it's like how is any of this relevant? Yeah, I and then was it because yeah, we also go and adjust the clock too. So I again, because I just genuinely forgot like so yeah, let me just look this shit up, you know. Let's do T Cole frame puzzle. to Cole for all right, well, fuck. Oh wow, thanks. I don't know. Literally, I searched up verbatim to Cole frame puzzle. Dude, this is how you know this is such a fucking gooner bait game. Literally. I let me show this. Let me show this. This is how you know this is such a gooner bait game. I literally looked up to Cole frame puzzle, and the first fucking thing is some R34 shit. That's how you know this is such a gooner game. Like, anyways, because god damn it. All right. I'm probably just gonna need to look it up again, you know. Or was it? Let's go T let's go because I really don't want to have to T Cole picture frame puzzle. God damn it. Image because it's just showing the fucking thing, right? Which is not relevant. So, god damn it. All right. Let's just, yeah. What's gonna need to happen is I'm just gonna need to look it up yet again. Unfortunately, so let's do T Cole chapter 3. And then so this is why it had it taking like 10 hours or however long, right? I think the one I looked at was okay, it was. Because yeah, this one took, so this explains why this takes 10 hours. Also, it's like this. So, because again, because they even skipped it, right? So again, I'm very curious how you were even, so what did they do? I just want to make sure everyone has, like, I'm genuinely curious how they came to the solution of like what you're even supposed. So again, how were you even supposed to come up with this shit? Like that I just find it kind of insane. But who knows? Who knows, right? So let's get back to this, right? So what we need to do is angry, neutral, other neutral, and then sad. I genuinely don't know how we were expected to figure this out. Like, I forgot how many puzzles it actually took. Again, I genuinely because yeah, I'm pretty sure it took us like a hot minute, you know. It can't leave work until 6. And then we come across Ashley here, right? So yeah, damn. I'm just realizing low key how much this is actually gonna like because we have to go through all of the backstory as well, right? So granted, to be fair, I do think a lot of these, endings, right? Like I do think with a lot of them, we're not actually playing the full. Change the time to so yeah, this means, but yeah, who knows, right? So yeah. I just need to be on the lookout. Hello? All right, what am I supposed to do for this ghost? Oh, I'm supposed to, oh, well, yeah, I guess yeah, bitch, get your ass over here. And then what's the order? Lime won't sit next to pink. Lilac will sit anywhere near anyone except Grimes Soul. So lilac goes on the very right. And so was it lime and pink? So if we do something like this and then Grimes Soul, damn, hold on, am I stupid? See, lime won't sit next to pink, which we got. Lilac will sit anywhere but on the left, which we got. Pink won't sit near anyone but Grimes. So what? What's wrong with this arrangement? Oh, all right, I see. I just need to swap these two. So here goes pink. Here goes lime. Here goes Grimes Soul. There we go. Too easy. Anyway, so, but yeah, we need to, so just be on the lookout for whatever. Oh yeah, how do we, oh yeah, because this like, goddamn, I don't know if I should be running like that. What am I missing? Oh, I'm missing all this bullshit up here. God damn it. Man, get the shit out of here. Oh yeah, and then we turn on the TV, right? Or well, I guess after we take care of the laundry, right? So yeah, very so I always assumed we were playing as Renee, right? Or are we playing as Andrew, you know? But I feel like Andrew has to be, you know. That's why I feel like Andrew has to be green though, right? So that's why I always assumed we were playing as Renee. So yeah, that's why I figured because again, we're in college, right? You know. So yeah, I feel like we have to be playing as Renee here, you know. So let's see. And those are the last two keys we need. And then let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot. We walk so you go this way, right? Let's see, knowledge, right? And again, I was gonna say like this is kind of the evolution of Renee's. I do think this is Renee. So this has to be Renee, I feel like, right? And kind of the evolution, you know, again, the evolution of her mentality. So I do feel like that's kind of the 100% what this is. Damn. All right. So then what the fuck am I supposed to do? Hello? What? Am I missing something or so what exactly are we supposed to do here then? So I always thought we go out there, right? But I get or unless, so we fucking around with like let's say this ghost then or what? Well, unfortunately we can't really. Where the am I stupid? What are we supposed to do? Oh, are we supposed to interact with this drawing? There we go. So let's see. So that's why I'm like, we have to be. I feel like there's no way we're not Renee in this position. It is weird that it is again, and it's just, I mean, maybe it's from the perspective of Andrew, but then it's like, why would, so, all right, again, perfect, and again, the potential of Andrew, right? Again, it's a sad story, right? But really, again, killing was what was her name? Luna or Nina, right? Really kind of did them in, you know. Yeah, just shoves them aside. Onions in the bro, dude, I swear on everybody's soul, I would have killed Ashley before I left that part. I swear. What the fuck? I was gonna say, who is it just slamming into the lunchroom? You know? Yeah, crazy thing to say. But also, to be fair, definitely got that language from a mother, right? You know? So again, what is so what's the first? So let me look at these. I'm not gonna look and see what the actual ending entails. So because it seems like the big thing for this is what would you call it? So between when you tell Ashley you're Andrew or Andy, again, apparently like, there's an option to get a fucking engagement ring. Lord knows where that's from. I don't even know how we would see in does not catch Ashley. So apparently after you tell yourself you're Andrew, the story takes a pretty big turn. So again, I do find that so I'm gonna kind of hold off. Yeah, and again, obviously, and again, it's funny because again, Nina at the end of the day still killed Nina by this point, right? Again, so do we need like whatever engagement ring by now? Let's see. Yeah, crazy thing to say in front of a teacher, you know. Yeah, and just pisses off the teacher. That again. Yeah, and again, crazy thing to say as a parent. Because again, this is what I said. Not even wrong, because like it's not, but it's more so just like why would you ever say this to your kid? Because it's about the habits you build out at a young age. Thinks you got detention. And again, yeah, crazy. And again, we go and take care of that, right? So again, maybe it was earlier because like, can I actually look and see? Yeah, because obviously we don't have that item. So again, that's kind of what like I'm curious. Like, was that something we're already supposed to have by this point, or what's going on? You know, Renee instead of Reen. Damn, sorry, I'm kind of fucking around. Again, if not, I'll just look it up, right? But it's like really don't want to have to play through all. I fuck off. All right, too easy. You're done for. Yeah, it's like, man, get these two fucking out of here. You know. And again, what's funny is that's why I said like even she kind of recognizes what's going on here, right? But because again, to be like, here's what I'd say. And again, this is coming from someone who's an older brother, right? It's one thing, it's one thing, to like obviously I feel like, the big thing is as an older brother, right? We're kind of the ones who like pave the way, like, because we're the firstborn, right? We're kind of the first to go through everything, right? There's kind of the expectation that we go and pave the way so that way our other siblings can do better than us, right? I feel like that's, I don't expect as an older brother to be better off in life than my younger brother. And I feel like that's more than reasonable, right? I feel like the people who don't think that way are the same, have the same mindset as like boomers who just don't care about any generation after them. Again, it's like the idea is that we again pave the way, right? But and even like to take, especially if there's like again, because I have a 3 year age gap between myself and my brother, which isn't that's like that's like a normal age, I'd say, right? Anything between like 2 and 5 years is a relatively normal age gap. Like again, just think, right? More than 5 years is a bit different, and then there you would probably maybe be expected to take care of your sibling first, right? But again, the full expectation basically like you're completely taken care of. There we go. Where the fuck's she? You know what? Actually, I'm stupid. I just realized. So T Cole engagement ring. So let me just. Oh my God. T Cole engagement ring location. I can literally just look it up. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. All right. So it's literally not showing up. That's fantastic. You'd think on the ending screen though it would actually show it. Like, is there like an items list in T Cole that I can actually like see? Seemingly not, unless it actually shows, because which ending collected the engagement ring. But again, that's the problem is where the fuck do you find that? Like, so God damn it. All right. So again, and it's mainly just an issue because I really don't want to spoil myself, right? So where the fuck are you supposed to collect that? There's one ending in episode one and two alternate endings. All right, whatever. So let's go explore. Hold on, I'm actually content and gameplay items. So I just want. All right, where is it? So engagement ring. You're kidding me. It's literally not even on here. This is why it's like, dude, this is so fucking stupid. So again, because I just want to, it's whatever. And I wouldn't care if like it weren't as complicated, but whatever. Because yeah, for whatever reason, when you look at the items, it goes by fucking, um, all right, whatever. I was gonna say like it goes by what's it called? What about interactive maps? All right, yeah, I was gonna say it's not relevant at all. Yeah, so it's really I don't you that like it's actually and yeah, why the fuck do they sort the item by? They sort the items by length of the fucking term, which is like actually I feel like kind of an insane thing to do. All right, whatever. Like we're getting some pretty stupid kind of stuff here. I'm just hoping I find it at some point. So again, and if not, Lord knows, I'll probably just need to look it up. Honestly, at that point, I probably won't even bother. And again. see. And again, the fact that this is you know, that this is a not even a rental, you're borrowing it, right? And again, she's like not even talking to like she's only going to her through Andrew, right? So yeah, it just ruins his entire fucking like yeah, And again, I was gonna say like because I remember like kind of talking about this where the people from this generation, like obviously, they didn't need degrees to be successful in life. The reality is that the bars just keeps getting set higher and higher, right? Again, at some point, again, it's a non-sustainable course. I'll let you fill in the gaps, right? But it's something to where the reality being, that's why like I never because the reality being my parents again, because the grandparents was like, oh, just work at a factory, what is it, you'll be able to afford a house, support your wife and kids. Yeah, 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 right. Know what you get. My parents' generation is the generation where it's like, oh, just go get your degree and then, you'll be able to do whatever you want. Again, also wrong, right? Again, the reality being, and again, it's constantly the naivety of the older generations. And you can even kind of see this with the Gen Z, Gen Alpha beef going on, right? Where it's like, you know, not even necessarily that, Gen Alpha is going to be like, fine or whatever, right? Like, even if you like assume that they're just like completely doomed or, have a doomer mentality, right? But just the whole Gen Z nostalgia bait, I always think is going to be so pathetic, right? It'll just always be pathetic. But anyway, so, and I'm going to, yeah, crazy, but average, like, and again, what I'm going to do, so, you know what? Let's do this, right? Well, let me load because I can. Oh my God, I fucking forgot. So let me load here. Can I see whether or not I actually have that item? So we do not. So again, that's what's interesting. Cleaver, car keys, bottled soul. So we don't, at this point, do not have whatever engagement ring, right? And again, these are seemingly the items that we've always like had. What about and then where was this? So this is when we actually kind of start, again. So we don't, again, I'm very curious as to where we would acquire that, right? Maybe we steal it off the couple. Again, that's kind of my issue where it's like, where the fuck do we even get that? Like, because I'm trying to see, there's that. Oh, well, fucking rip. Hello, can we get to the point? And yeah, so it's relevant, regardless of whether we say we're, cousins or like, friends. Because yeah, at this point we don't have it. So that's what like seemingly we just never got it. And I can't even find the fucking location. So that's again what I'm curious about is it's like never at any point in this. Oh my God. I still hate that this choice like actually like, you know, so that again, where is this? What if I just again, like, I mean, YouTube, I'll probably be able to, but again, seemingly there's in. Let me go back to chat. I think I want to kind of nip this in the bud. So where was like again? This is all like so. This is all from the beginning of the fucking game, right? This is whatever continuation. So this is like my initial. Oh my God. So because I really want to nip this in the bud. And I hate that, like, because what's crazy is if you go to content and get, like, again, and this is what I'm looking at content and gameplay items, I guess you have like specials that, but again, obviously this isn't, this guy thinks it's peak. So, because again, and I'm not going to pull up the endings, but so there's no fucking engagement. And I hate that they have it organized by length of the item. That's like such a weird, but again, there's no engagement rate, right? So, again, it's just like, and again, so I'm gonna assume maybe it's wrong. I don't know. And again, I just because the problem is I don't want to waste my time. Let me do this because what I'll do is I'll look it up on YouTube. And what I'm gonna assume is that basically, let's see, engagement ring. So again, it is a definite, okay, never mind. I was gonna say you just, oh my gosh, just normal. Whatever. We're like if I can't get an ending, I mean, what I'll do is I'll just look up like all the endings, but I think we're at kind of a good stopping point. Again, it'll probably take one more part to catch up to because it seems like and again, that's kind of the thing because where you supposedly find it before if we're assuming like again, it is a what would you call it? Chronological order by actually you find that before we get the option of choosing again, which we did in the previous, right? But again, what I'll do is I'll just because it's only one ending that has it, I'm just not gonna bother. Like if it's that difficult and it's not even an item and you can't even look it up, like I'm not gonna bother. But again, with that, don't really got much else to say for it. So yep, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.